Unprecedented legal battle erupts as Trump challenges reinstatement of federal watchdog amid allegations of political interference. In a dramatic escalation of tensions between the executive branch and federal oversight mechanisms, former President Donald Trump is embroiled in a high-stakes legal confrontation over the reinstatement of Hampton Dellinger, the recently ousted special counsel of the Office of Special Counsel, OSC. The dispute, which has drawn widespread attention from legal experts and government accountability advocates, underscores the ongoing struggle over the independence of federal watchdogs tasked with enforcing whistleblower protections and ethical standards within their government. Background and legal proceedings. The controversy began on February 7, 2025, when Dellinger, a Biden-appointed official confirmed by the Senate in February 2024, was abruptly terminated via a terse email from Sergio Gore, the White House Director of Presidential Personnel. The email, according to Dellinger's legal team, provided no justification for his dismissal, a move that directly contravenes the statutory protections governing the removal of special counsels. Under the Civil Service Reform Act of 1978, as reinforced by subsequent legislation, a special counsel can only be removed for inefficiency, neglect of duty, or malfeasance in office. Dellinger swiftly filed a lawsuit in federal court on February 10, 2025, seeking a temporary restraining order to block his removal and to invalidate the appointment of his purported replacement, Doug Collins, the Secretary of the Department of Veterans Affairs. Collins was also named to lead the Office of Government Ethics following the sudden dismissal of David Hoytema, further fueling allegations of a systematic purge of oversight officials. U.S. District Judge Amy Berman Jackson, presiding over the case in the District of Columbia, issued an administrative stay late on February 10, allowing Dellinger to remain in his role until at least midnight on February 13, while she considers further written arguments. Judge Jackson mandated that the Trump administration submit a detailed defense by noon on February 11, and emphasized that Dellinger must retain full access to OSC resources and materials during the interim period. The broader implications: the Office of Special Counsel, distinct from the Department of Justice, DOJ, and its special counsels, plays a critical role in enforcing whistleblower protections and the Hatch Act, which restricts partisan political activities by government employees. Dellinger's lawsuit argues that his removal represents a blatant disregard for the statutory safeguards designed to insulate the OSC from political manipulation, a principle enshrined in the Civil Service Reform Act and subsequent amendments. The Trump administration, however, contends that the president retains the authority to dismiss principal officers who no longer enjoy his confidence, a position articulated by Trump's legal team in their response to the lawsuit. They argue that compelling the president to retain an official he no longer trusts would undermine the executive's constitutional prerogatives. A pattern of dismissals. Dellinger's case is not an isolated incident. Since returning to office, Trump has dismissed at least 17 inspectors general and several other high-ranking officials, including the National Archivist, a member of the National Labor Relations Board, and the head of the Federal Election Commission. These actions have drawn sharp criticism from government oversight groups such as Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, CREW, which characterize them as part of a broader effort to dismantle mechanisms of accountability. The involvement of Emil Bove, Trump's former personal lawyer and now acting Deputy Attorney General, has further intensified scrutiny. Bove has been instrumental in purging DOJ prosecutors who investigated the January 6, 2021, Capitol attack and Trump's alleged mishandling of classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate. Legal and ethical ramifications. Dellinger's legal team has urged the court to reject the administration's appeal, warning that a ruling in favor of Trump would drain for-cause removal protections and unravel decades of efforts to establish agency independence. They argue that the administration's actions threaten to erode public trust in the integrity of federal oversight institutions. The Justice Department, meanwhile, has filed a notice of appeal to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia, signaling its intent to challenge Judge Jackson's ruling. The outcome of this legal battle could have far-reaching implications for the balance of power between the executive branch and independent federal agencies. Conclusion. As the legal proceedings unfold, the case has become a flashpoint in the broader debate over the role of federal watchdogs in safeguarding democratic norms. The resolution of this dispute will not only determine Dellinger's fate, but also set a precedent for the extent to which political considerations can influence the tenure of oversight officials. For now, the nation watches as the judiciary grapples with a case that strikes at the heart of government accountability and the rule of law.